Yo, what it do, Goonies? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy bringing you another banger today. Warzone is literally so close. We're getting right up to the cusp. In this video, we're going to go over the top 5 loadouts that I will be taking into Warzone. Let me know down in the comments what weapons you guys are taking in. Are you guys using snipers? Are you going to run an SMG with an assault rifle? What kind of mix and match loadouts are you guys running today? If you enjoyed today's video and you find one of these loadouts kind of intriguing, you want to try it out for yourself, leave a like on the video, smack that subscribe button. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We just passed 700. I'll leave a link to that video down below. We did a special video on it. It's pretty fun. We played duos in Warzone. So again, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you smack that like button. Let's go ahead and talk about these loadouts really quick, because honestly I think they're a little bit unconventional, but I think the weapon choices most people are going to go with just because they are so good in multiplayer, and we don't really have Warzone to do the testing as far as like the damage and like all the ranges and all that kind of stuff, but we will have follow-up videos on every loadout that we talk about today. All right, so starting off, we've got the SVA 545. I'm sure you guys saw this coming. I pretty much primarily use this weapon. It is my favorite weapon in the game right now. I can't put it down. We've got the Silent Fire XG6 suppressor. It is the only one in the game, as far as the Modern Warfare 3 suppressors go, that gives you bullet velocity, damage range, and recoil control. So we're going to keep it nice and steady using that suppressor. We've got the STV Precision Barrel, which gives you a little bit more recoil control, some bullet velocity, and some damage range. So we'll be able to engage further out with this weapon. We're in the Corio LAZ44 V3 laser sight, giving you more ADS and more accuracy, because this weapon, with the burst fire that it has, is insanely accurate. 60 round mag per use. We've got the Demo 650 grip to keep it nice and stable, giving you some recoil steadiness and some aiming idle sway, which is very nice because we are using iron sights on this weapon. Note, there is no optic. If you want to throw an optic, drop the rear grip or the laser for an optic. You can use whatever you want. If I do swap out for an optic in the future, I will be putting on the slate reflector. Y'all know what it is. So that is the SVA. I am pairing that with this insane movement Rival 9 build. This thing absolutely rips. Will be flying and frying. It's great for hip fire. It's great for ADS. This thing is an all-around go-getter. We've got the Bruin Cubic Comp for recoil control, horizontal and vertical, with a little bit more of that recoil stability. We've got the VLK LZR 7 milliwatt laser for more ADS and more accuracy, because this guy is rocking iron sights, so we're going to want to be as accurate as possible. We're running the Bruin Flash V4 stock, which is just straight up mobility. This thing will have you flying and frying. I made a whole video on the Rival 9, so if you want to go check that out, I'll leave it down in the description down below. But moving on, we've got the 40 round mag. Honestly, the 50 round drum will slow you down quite a bit, so you want to stay nice and nimble on your feet. We're going to run 40 rounds. We got the Merc foregrip, which will give you better recoil control, horizontal and vertical, as well as better hip fire spread. So if you want to hit, say you're in a small building and you got to hit fire, this is going to be the one, man. You're going to be flying and frying with this Rival 9. For loadout number 2, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the MCW and the AMR9 SMG. Honestly, this loadout is taking a trip back to memory lane with the AR SMG kind of meta that we've been having for the past few years now. We got the Sack and Tread 40 on the MCW, giving you better recoil control across the board. Horizontal, vertical, aiming idle stability. The Sack and Tread from Modern Warfare 2 is a solid option for this one. We're going with the second line Mammoth. If you watched my video on this gun before, this is the same barrel, so it's going to give you bullet velocity and damage range, as well as a little bit of recoil steadiness. Not as much as I would like it to have, but it is more than enough that you'll need. The FSS Olay laser, just to get better ADS out of this and better accuracy. Cronin Mini Pro. Some people were telling me to use the AIM-OUT V4 on this weapon, but honestly, I think the Cronin Mini Pro red dot sight is going to be, well, blue dot sight is going to be more than enough for this guy. 60 round drum. You guys know we got to have the magazine staying as high as possible without sacrificing too much, and this is really the only option for the MCW. But with this weapon, we're going to be frying from long range, so it's not really going to make a difference. You're not going to be using this guy up close, but that's what the AMR comes in. Speaking of that AMR9, no barrel, no suppressor. We're just going to be flying and frying again, doing straight up mobility and straight up accuracy. I am running the VX Pineapple underbarrel for horizontal and vertical recoil control. Not as much as you could get out of some of the other underbarrel attachments, but I think this one is just that sweet spot where you're not sacrificing too many things to get the better recoil control. I've got the VLK LZR 7 milliwatt laser again for ADS and accuracy. I'm running the slate reflector, the tried and true, my favorite optic in the game. The TA Venom stock, keeping me nice and nimble. Again, mobility is the name of the game with this SMG. Same thing with the Rival 9, but this one is a little bit slower, but it is also a little bit more powerful. So you're not going to be shooting peas with this guy. And then we're running the 50 round mag. Keep that magazine nice and stable, because this does have some range on it. If you guys saw that AMR build that I put a few videos ago, it's the same concept here with the exception of the barrel. It has really good range on this thing. The fire rate is nice and high as well, so you're not sacrificing too many things in terms of getting to that range point. But this is the AMR9 build. Next up, we've got kind of a weird one. Bass B, shout out my boy Carter. He said he was gonna try this one out, so I'm gonna follow suit. I got a couple of builds for it that I'm kind of tinkering with, but this is kind of the one that I landed on here. Again, with battle rifles, there's only one suppressor that gives you damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control, and that is the VT7 Spitfire suppressor here on the Bass B. It gives you all of those things, which keeps you nice and stable, as well as keeping you off the radar. And with the classic minimap coming back into Warzone, I think this is going to be a nice addition. We've got the Bruin Venom long barrel for better damage range and recoil control as well. We've got the Kimura Rin 03 vertical underbarrel. This is more in line with the VX Pineapple, but on the MW3 side, so you do get a little bit more of the benefits of the recoil control and the accuracy, as well as being able to shoot for longer without, you know, getting too much gun kick. We're gonna run the biggest mag, the 45 round mag. I personally am running the Corio ELT 10 2.5 inch 2.5 times optic rather. I think this is probably the best option for this. After using it in multiplayer for a while, it's kind of growing on me. That 2.5 times optics, they're kind of growing on me. So I'm going to throw this on, take it into Warzone, see how it performs. If not, we're going straight back to the slate reflector. You already know. I am then pairing that with the Striker 9 SMG. This thing is an absolute demon right now in multiplayer. So I can only imagine it will be equally as good in Warzone. We've got the Sonic Suppressor for damage range and bullet velocity. It does not give you recoil control, but you don't really need it with this one. We've got the Striker Elite Long Barrel because we are using the Bass B in this loadout. We need to have something that's going to be good at mid to close range as well. So I went with the long barrel just to give me that bullet velocity and damage range. The range is the most important part though, because it has the fire rate, it has the damage. We just need to bump that range out as far as we possibly can. Merc foregrip for better hip fire, better recoil control, horizontal and vertical, keeping you nice and stable. 40 round mag, again for the same reason as the Rival 9. We're not trying to slow ourselves down with this build. This is going to be straight up mobility, fly and fry. We're not running an optic on this guy, so it is going to be more of in line with the MP5 style of gameplay when it comes to SMGs. So we've got the Lockman BR400 stock on there just to keep us nice and nimble, you guys. This guy is gonna fly and fry, I hope. Again, I say I hope because we don't know what the stats of these weapons are gonna be just yet. Shout out to all my snipers out there. This next loadout is going to be very similar to that Rival 9 loadout that we had before. We're just swapping out the AR for a sniper this time. I feel like the Rival is going to be an insane option for sniper support. So we're running the Longbow with it. And for this one, we're trying to get mobility and trying to get as much damage as possible out of this guy. So we're going to run the Pro 99 long barrel for the bullet velocity and damage range. We're running the Bruin heavy support underbarrel for the horizontal recoil control. I'll tell you why I put that on there here in a second. So in this morning's video, if you paid attention to when I was shooting enemies, my teammates or my friends actually, when we were doing custom games, it was a little bit weird getting right to left. I think I fixed that with the Bruin heavy support because it does give you a lot of horizontal recoil control, and I feel like it definitely has the options in terms of not losing out on too much in the handling and mobility department to be a good option for this weapon. We're running the FSS Ole again for the aim down sight speed and the accuracy. We're gonna run the default optic because it's pretty damn close to the Kar 98. We're running no stock on this for absolute maximum mobility. Go watch that video from this morning. You will see exactly why we're running no stock. This thing is an absolute weirdo. I just hit my mouth on my mic. Absolute weirdo when it comes to mobility, flying and frying, putting kids in a blender, quick scopes, all that good stuff. We've got the SAM quick bolt for the rechambering speed just to keep that fire rate up nice and high because this thing has like 0 rechamber speed, and you get a 30 round mag by default. Can't really go wrong here. And then lastly, we're going back to Modern Warfare 2 weapons, just trying to see what's going to work with the meta. I'm going to bring in my meta cast off 545 loadout, starting with the Echoless 80, the IGK 30 406mm, the F-Tech Gripper, the 60 round mag, and the SZ Sigma optic. This is literally my Modern Warfare 2 Warzone loadout. I use it pretty much every time I play Warzone. I absolutely love this weapon. It doesn't really need too much. It doesn't stand out too much. It is exactly in line with pretty much everything that is in meta. I don't think it's been touched as far as adjustments goes in quite some time. So this is an absolute solid option, 5 out of 5. And y'all know it wouldn't be a Warzone video if I didn't include my meta ISO 45 build. Everybody hates this build, but go watch some of my Warzone videos from before. I absolutely fry with this weapon. The only adjustment that I'm making to it now that Modern Warfare 3 is out is I am putting the slate reflector on it just because it is my favorite optic. I want to see how this compares to the Corona Mini Pro optic. I think the Corona Mini Pro is the best on the ISO, but I love the slate reflector, so I'm going to try it out. We'll see how it goes. Urzaxan drops today, so I'm hoping that this is going to be an absolute banger option because this is my favorite SMG right here. The ISO 45 is probably the only gun that I can use to where I can consistently perform with. And there you have it, you guys. Those are the top 5 loadouts that I am bringing into Modern Warfare 3 Warzone when it comes out later today. If you guys enjoyed today's video, again, slap that like button, slap that subscribe button. We have a ton of loadout videos coming here in the near future. True Game Data is probably going to provide us with an absolute ton of stats and options to use when the meta drops. If you want to stay up to date with all of those new updates on the Ram 7, the new TAC Eradicator LMG, there's a lot of new guns coming out, the new sniper, the little like EMP gun. If you want to stay up to date, stick it right here, you guys. We're on the road to 1K. Your subscription means the world to me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.